So transcription, the copying of DNA into a single stranded RNA is called as transcription. However, like replication process, transcription is also enzyme dependent and energy dependent process. So transcription ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡೆಡ್ DNA ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಡಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡೆಡ್ DNA ಅಲ್ಲಿ one strand will be a coding strand. Okay, so 5 prime to 3 prime will be a coding strand, and the 3 prime to 5 prime will be template strand. So this template strand will participate in the transcription process, and this gets copied into an mRNA, which is 5 prime to 3 prime. So this process of copying down the DNA into a strand of RNA is called as the transcription. And this process involves a lot of energy. It means that there is a requirement of lot of ATP for the transcription to take place. Where does the transcription take place? Transcription in case of eukaryotes will take place in the nucleus. Okay. In case of the eukaryotes, it takes place in the nucleus. After the transcription, the mRNA which is formed in the nucleus will get transferred into the cytoplasm through the nuclear pore for the translation process. ನಮಗೆ ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌದಾ? So there is a prominent nucleus in the eukaryotic cells. So both DNA replication and transcription process in the eukaryotes will take place in the nucleus. After the transcription process, the mRNA will come out of the nucleus through the nuclear pore. It settles in the cytoplasm. There in the cytoplasm, translation will take place. Whereas in case of prokaryotes, there is no prominent nucleus. The genetic material is freely suspended or floating in the cytoplasm itself. So all the three mechanisms of the central dogma, that is the replication, transcription and translation, all three will take place in the cytoplasm itself. Okay. So now specifically we are studying the transcription in prokaryotes. The transcription in the prokaryotes. So since we are speaking about the prokaryotic transcription, it is taking place in the cytoplasm itself. So there is no differentiation of the nucleus and the cytoplasm here. How exactly it begins? There are 4 steps. Basically there are 3 steps. However, for these 3 steps, that is initiation, elongation and termination, for these 3 steps, there is one more step which has been added. So what happens here is, firstly, as a first step, the RNA polymerase is the enzyme which is involved in the transcription process. So in the previous class, we have seen the types of RNA polymerases in the prokaryotes as well as in the eukaryotes. When it comes to the prokaryotes, there is only one RNA polymerase which is carrying out the complete transcription process, right? Only one RNA polymerase will be present, RNA polymerase with various subunits, right? So what are the subunits which we had studied in the previous class? The subunits were firstly alpha subunit. What the alpha subunit does? Assembly of the enzyme. And then the beta and beta prime subunit. So beta ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Beta has a catalytic activity of the elongation. Beta prime ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Attachment of the enzyme to the DNA promoter region. Okay. So after this, what happens? What do we have? We have the omega. What does omega do? Stabilization of the enzyme. Stabilization of the core enzyme is the job of the omega. After the omega, what do we have? Sigma. Initiation. Right? So this is the structure of the RNA polymerase. So this RNA polymerase, single enzyme will carry out the entire mechanism of the transcription. Okay. So now let us begin with the process of the transcription or the mechanism of the transcription. So first thing happening here is binding of RNA polymerase, okay, binding of RNA polymerase to the promoter, first step. So what happens here is, see, when you see the structure of any gene, so I'm just taking a template strand here. So I'm just taking this template strand, 3' to 5' strand. So however, above this, I mean, okay, let me draw both the strands better. This is 5' to 3' and this is 3' to 5'. This is template strand and this is the coding strand. So now here, this is a transcription unit, right? The transcription unit which you have studied in the NCERT. If you remember it, this is a transcription unit which is having the promoter region present here at this end and the terminator region which is present here. In between, this is all the coding sequence, right? So now basically for the RNA polymerase to begin with the transcription, it has to first bind to the promoter region. Promoter region is called as a regulatory region or a regulatory sequence. Okay. Promoter sequence is called as a regulatory sequence, and this sequence will catch hold the whole process of the transcription. So what is this promoter? Promoter, so let us imagine we have the template strand here, right? So let us imagine from here our coding region will begin. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಬಿಗಿನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಣ. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲಿರೋ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಿದಾವಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಬೇಸಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ region. These bases will all belong to the promoter region. So from here, this is the coding region. Okay. So now this we call it as transcription site. We call it as transcription site. So now let me just elongate the same diagram here. Okay. So now I'm writing this transcription site here as +1. So from here the transcription begins. That is, from the 1 the transcription begins. So upstream, this is called as upstream, this is called as downstream. This is called as upstream and this is called as downstream of the transcription site. Okay, upstream of the transcription site, downstream of the transcription site. So now here upstream of the transcription site, where we have the base number 10. So upstream ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಮಗೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಹೌದಾ? We have the negative numbers. So somewhere in the -10 region, somewhere in the -10 region, we have a sequence which is called as, which is usually TAATAT, okay, which is called as the Pribnow box at the first promoter. We have two promoters, okay, we have two promoters. The first promoter is this one, which is also called as the Pribnow box, which is also called as the Pribnow box. Remember, we also call this a Tata sequence. Okay, this is also called as Tata sequence, and the name of this -10 promoter is the Pribnow box. This is the first promoter. So let me write it as promoter number 1. Okay, then upstream to this, again upstream to this transcription site, somewhere here at -35. Okay, at -35 we have the second promoter, and the second promoter, we just elongate this. The second promoter is T, T, G, A, C, A sequence. We call it again 6 bases. We call it as a sextamer. Okay, we call it as a sextamer. So this is a Pribnow box and this is a sextamer, which is having 6 bases. So now RNA polymerase, especially if you see here, which component of the RNA polymerase is helping the RNA polymerase to go and bind to the DNA? Estrolene, which is helping to go and bind to the DNA. Huh? Beta prime is actually helping the RNA polymerase to go and bind to the DNA, right? So now this beta prime will help the RNA polymerase to come and bind to this both promoter sequences like this. Like this, the promoter, to both the promoter regions, the RNA polymerase will come and bind. So the RNA polymerase to come and bind to the DNA, it first recognizes where the promoters are. So promoters first recognize ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Once the promoters are being recognized, the beta prime unit of the RNA polymerase will help the RNA polymerase to bind to the promoter region. It binds to both the regions of the promoters. Okay, so now the binding is over. The first step is binding of the RNA polymerase to the promoter. Now remember, always when the binding is beginning, okay, when the binding has just started, the RNA polymerase will be only a core enzyme. It will only have the core components, only the core enzyme. If this is a DNA strand, so only the core enzyme will come and bind initially. During the binding process, immediately the sigma will come and bind and form a holo enzyme. So only when the core enzyme is binding, the binding is very loose. When the sigma comes and binds, the binding is very strong. Okay, so the importance of the sigma factor is when the core enzyme is not having the sigma, right? So when the core enzyme comes and binds to the DNA promoter region, still the binding is very weak. Okay, when the binding is just happening, where the weak binding is there, the sigma will immediately come and bind to the core enzyme to form a holo enzyme. So then you will have a very strong binding suddenly. Okay. Now, once the holo enzyme is completely bound, the first step, that is the binding of the RNA polymerase to the promoter, is completed. Now, at this point of time, when the RNA polymerase is bound to both the promoter regions, we call it as a closed complex. Okay, this is called as a closed complex. It is called as a closed complex. Now, once the binding is over, okay, once the binding is over, immediately RNA polymerase will start unwinding the DNA molecule, because for the transcription to happen, both the strands have to get separated, right? Both the strands have to get separated. So now unwinding or the separation of the DNA will begin. So separation of the DNA will take place only for a stretch of 14 base pairs. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಸೆಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ ಸರ್ತಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದಕ್ಕೂ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ ಟು 14 ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್ಸ್. 14 ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೌಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೌಂಟಿಗೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 10th ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ 10 ಇಂದ 14 ತನಕ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ 10 to 0, 10 ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 1 and 2. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ +1 and +2, right? So it 10 ಇಂದ +2 totally 14 ಆಗತ್ತೆ ತಾನೆ, ಹೌದಾ? Otherwise see, so ಇದು 10 ಗೆ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ 10 ಗೆ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. +2 +2 +2 +2 ಈ ಕಡೆ +2 ಈ ಕಡೆ +2 ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಐ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಈ ಕಡೆ +2 ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಈ ಕಡೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ -12 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? -12 ಇಂದ ಈ ಕಡೆ +2 ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? +2 ನೇ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ -12 ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು +2 ತನಕ. ಸೊ 14 ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ವಾ? ಹೌದಾ? -12 ಇಂದ +2 ತನಕ. ಸೊ 10 ಇಂದ +2 ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ -12 ತನಕ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಫ್ರಮ್ -12 up to +2, the strands of the DNA will get separated. So when they get separated, it looks like this. It looks like this. When it gets separated, it looks like this. So now let us imagine this as a template strand. So we will write it as 3' to 5', 5' to 3'. So this is a template strand and this is the coding strand. So template strand mele let us mark our first nucleotide here, +1. Okay, definitely here also this should be +1 only, because the transcription begins on the, or it takes place on the template strand. I'm marking it here now. All the recognition, promoter binding, everything is happening here on the coding strand only. Promoter region is present on the coding strand. Okay, so it is happening there only. Now when the transcription, addition of the ribonucleotides should begin, that will begin on the template strand. Okay, so now what happens? See, RNA polymerase is now bound to the DNA complex. Okay, the DNA ge RNA polymerase bind agide. Now we should initiate the complex. Now ist adaga with the RNA polymerase, which is unwinded from 10 to +2. Okay, 10 to +2 tanka unwinding admele. Now this is called as an open complex. This is called as an open complex. This is a closed complex and this is an open complex. So in very similar terms, I can call this as a primary complex, this as a secondary complex. Okay, now the initiation will begin. Initiation, that is the second step. Initiation will begin. So for the initiation, what happens? For the initiation here, so I'll just draw it in the same diagram only. The first ribonucleotide will come and get added here. The first ribonucleotide will come and get added here by the sigma factor of the RNA polymerase. The RNA polymerase will add the first ribonucleotide to the +1. +1 is the first base of the template strand. So for the template strand only we should add the ribonucleotides. So for the first base of the template strand, first ribonucleotide is been added. Okay, the first ribonucleotide is been added. Now the initiation is over. Initiated. Transcription shuru agoitu. Transcription is initiated. So initiation is completed. Initiation is basically done by the sigma factor. Once the initiation is completed, now we call it as the tertiary complex. We call it as the tertiary complex. Okay. So now once the initiation is over, now comes the job of the beta. So beta subunit of the RNA polymerase will now start the next step, that is the elongation. Elongation will begin by the beta subunit. So beta will go on adding the ribonucleotides, and as in the ribonucleotides are added, the stretch of the RNA will keep on coming out from the exit channel. So exit channel in the stretch horgade barta hogutte. So initiation admele elongation agutte. Elongation is done by the beta. Now remember one more thing. Idu open complex aguttalva. When the open complex takes place before the initiation, immediately at first attempt only the RNA polymerase will not start adding the ribonucleotides. RNA polymerase ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 10 base pairs stretch in RNA ನ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ +1 ಇದೆ, +1 +2 +3 +4 +5 +6 +7 +8 +9 +10 ತನಕ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಹಿಂದೆನೂ ಅದೇ ತರ ಇದೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಈಗ ಈ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ನೌ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡ್. ವಿಲ್ ಲೀವ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ವೈಲ್. ಕೋಡಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಇದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ? ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ. ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ +10 ಗೆ ಪ್ರಿಬ್ನೋ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಆ ಪ್ರಿಬ್ನೋ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ +2 ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ -12 ಇಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡ್ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಪನ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ -12 ಇಂದ +2 ತನಕ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಈ RNA ಪಾಲಿಮರೇಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ -12 ಇಂದ 10 ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ನ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಉದ್ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 10 ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಆಗ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಗ್ಲಾರ್ದಂಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 6 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 7 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 5 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 4 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದ್ 2-3 ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹಂಗ ಬರೀ 5, 6 ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ವಿತ್ ದ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಅಬಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಬಾರ್ಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡ್ ಏನ್ ಸಣ್ಣ RNA ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಸೆಲ್. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ರೀಸೈಕ್ಲಿಂಗ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್, ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಸೆಲ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಅಬಾರ್ಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್. 2-3 ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಬಾರ್ಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ನ 2-3 ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲಿ RNA polymerase will produce a 10 stretch, minimum 10 base pairs. 10 base pairs ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, 10 base pairs ಅಥವಾ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 10 ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 10 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ 11 to 12 ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. 11 to 12 ಬೇಸ್ ಪೇರ್ಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ -12 to 2 ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ -12 to ಅಪ್ ಟು ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 0 ತನಕ ಕವರ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Now freshly when the initiation has to begin, the sigma will come and add the first ribonucleotide to +1. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಪ್ರಮೋಟರ್ ಇಂದ ಆ -12 ಇಂದ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ +1 ತನಕ ಖಾಲಿ ಉಳಿದು ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಖಾಲಿ ಉಳಿಯೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೌದಾ? ಖಾಲಿ ಉಳಿಯೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ RNA ಪಾಲಿಮರೇಸ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ RNA ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎರರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಚ್ ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಇಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೈಲ್ಸ್. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಬಾರ್ಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಬಾರ್ಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ 2-3 ಸತಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ದ RNA polymerase sigma factor will come and add the first ribonucleotide to +1 transcription site. ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇನಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮುಗೀತು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಬೀಟಾ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು catalytic activity ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. It starts adding the ribonucleotides continuously till the termination takes place. Okay, so the third one is the termination. So termination ge we'll just wipe this off and then we'll take up the termination. Note it down first. So third step is termination. Termination takes place in 2 ways. Okay, the termination of the The termination of the transcription takes place in two methods. The first method is row independent method. Row independent method. So row independent, row is just a factor, like we have alpha factor, beta prime, omega factors. So same way we have a row also. Row. Okay. So now how exactly the row independent method takes place? So one is a row dependent, another one is a row independent. So in the row independent method, what happens? In the DNA template strand, okay, in the DNA template strand, there will be so many G and C rich sequences. So let us again we'll draw the open complex only. Okay. So now, so what happens here is, so this is the coding strand and this is the template strand. So on the template strand, there will be lot of G and C sequences. GC, 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 GC continuously. Guanine cytosine, guanine cytosine. So guanine cytosine ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ guanine cytosine ಇದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಬರುವಂತಹ mRNA ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು? G ಇದ್ರೆ C ಇರುತ್ತೆ, C ಇದ್ರೆ G ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿನೂ GC ನೇ ಬರಬೇಕು ತಾನೆ, mRNA ಮೇಲೆ GC ನೇ ಬರಬೇಕು. So again the mRNA will also be GC rich sequence at the end. When such GC rich sequences will appear, so let us imagine this is G and C sequence. G, C, G, C, G, C, G, C. Now I'll bend this GC. Okay, I'll try to bend this GC. I'll write it this way. G, C, G, C. Okay. By any chance, G, C, G, C. Howda? So, I'll write one more G here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 6, 7, 8 ikade bend aagta ide. Ikade bend aagta ide. 6 yavudide? C ide. C. G. C. Now, this also became complementary. It will form a complementary strand now. It forms a complementary strand. So when you bend this, you see the formation of a complementary strand. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಣ. ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಏನಿತ್ತು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ some A, G, some G, A ಹಿಂಗೇನೋ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅದೆಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ we'll take it as U. Okay? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ U ಮತ್ತು A, ಇಲ್ಲಿ G ಮತ್ತು A ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಉಳಿದು ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಉಳಿದಿರೋದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಉಳಿದಿರೋದು ಈ ತರ ದೂರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟರಿ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಹತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಎ ಯು ಜಿ ಯು ಎ ಹಿಂಗೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೌ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? This forms a hairpin like loop structure. It forms a hairpin loop structure. So similarly, here also what happens is exactly in the same way, the mRNA will form a stem and loop. It will form a stem and loop. So here we have 5 prime and here we have 3 prime, right? So ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಿದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ? ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೇಲಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೆಯೋಣ. ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಜಿ ಸಿ ಸಿ ಜಿ ಜಿ ಸಿ ಸಿ ಜಿ ಜಿ ಸಿ ಎ ಯು ಸಿ ಸಿ ಯು ಜಿ something. It formed a hairpin loop structure. This is the first condition in the row independent method. Second condition, what happens is after this GC rich sequence, okay, after this GC rich sequence, immediately now on the template strand, there are so many A's continuously, adenines continuously adenines will be there. Okay, now after the GC rich sequence, continuously adenines will come. If the adenines come here, what should come here? Uracil should come here, right? Continuous uracil should come. Now, adenine and uracil are the weak combinations. They are forming a weak bond. They are forming a strong bond. Now, the strength of this becomes very heavy because it is GC rich sequence. So many G and C's will be there and the molecule becomes very heavy. Now, the strength of this molecule is not being bared by this complementary sequence because this is still attached, right? This is still attached and this is already hanging down. The one which is hanging down is very heavy, okay? The one which is attached is very weakly attached now. Obviously, for that heavy strength, it will drag down and get down. It will be snatched and it will be pulled off, right? So now for the strength, for the heaviness of this GC rich sequence, this complementary UUU will be pulled off from the template strand and the whole mRNA will come out. That leads to the termination of the transcription. This is the row independent method. Then coming to the second method. Is the method clear? Huh? Is the method clear? Yes. Now, coming to the second method, that is row dependent. So, row dependent method is a very simple method. So, again, so we have the open complex, right? Now, there is a RNA strand which is coming down like this. RNA strand is coming down like this, or almost a heavy stretch of the strand has come down. Only a small stretch has been attached with the, it is attached with the template strand. Okay. Now, once the termination sequences on the template strand will come. So, if you remember the transcription unit, there is a termination sequence also. Here the termination sequence was GC rich sequence and A rich sequence. Adenine rich sequence and GC rich sequence was the termination sequence. Similarly, here also adenine rich and GC rich and few more sequences like recognition sequences will be there. So, when those sequences will come, immediately the row factor will come and attach to the mRNA and start climbing this mRNA. The enzyme will literally start climbing. So, once it touches this complex here like this, immediately, once it touches this template strand and the coding strand complex, immediately it will pull off the mRNA. So, basically it first climbs the mRNA molecule. Once it climbs, it starts climbing till it reaches this tertiary complex. Once it reaches the tertiary complex, immediately the mRNA has been pulled off. Okay, immediately the mRNA has been pulled off. So, this is row dependent termination and this is row independent termination. Okay, clear? Huh? So, this completes the transcription in the prokaryotes. So, next class we will take up the transcription in the eukaryotes.